in another flight session with the Eachine P51D 500mm Miss Helen version 2S brushless. This plane flies absolutely fantastic in full manual mode with a hobby grade transmitter. I've got it, after completing the first flight session with it and watching how it reacted on landings, I thought that it might be a little bit tail heavy because I did have to put in a little bit of negative elevator on it. So I've got a US penny taped to the front right underneath the access panel where the motor mount is, and I've got my elevator neutral now, and that's 2.5 grams of nose weight. So let's see how it performs with that. It may be a little tail heavy, may not be, but we'll find out. All right, launching. Yeah, I was coming in for a landing last time and I broke my prop, so I'm on my spare, and I did have to balance this one too. Alright, so we're in fully stabilized mode right now, so now we're in full manual mode. Just want to see how it handles with that 2.5 grams of nose weight on it. Can you guys believe that that is in full manual mode? Yeah, that prop was pretty darn noisy before I balanced it with a little bit of painter's tape, just a little tiny section of painter's tape at the end of one of the prop blades, smoothed it right out. Oh, did you see that? That was a complete vertical stall. Let's try that again. Make sure we've got a little steam when we roll it over. There we go. Well, that wasn't too bad for a complete vertical stall. I mean, I just let it fall through, and then once it gained enough speed, start flying it again, but it didn't spiral on me, so that's good. Of course, I could always, I've got that parachute button, so I could always flip it into, fully stabilized mode to save it. But that was in full manual mode during that vertical stall. Kind of rotated about 180 degrees and just pulled down, so that was good. It seems to be handling really well with that 2.5 grams of nose weight, guys, so I'm kind of thinking maybe it was just slightly tail heavy. Yeah, it doesn't doing those split S maneuvers, as soon as I reached the top, I was having to pull back on the elevator quite a bit to get it to rotate, and I didn't have to do it that time. So I am kind of thinking that this plane was just slightly tail heavy. I don't have the stock battery in it right now. I have one of my GNB 350 60C LiPos that has an XT30 connector on it. I've got an adapter that I fabricated from XT30 to a JST adapter. So the battery weighs 20 grams, the stock battery weighs 22 grams, but with that adapter, it puts it right at 22 grams, the same as the stock battery. So I do love the power on this. That's awesome. But I still can't believe how well this little tiny warbird flies in full manual mode. I mean, that's awesome. I think I need to reduce my expo in my transmitter for the elevator just a little bit, but I think once I do that, I think I'm going to be completely tuned on this for manual mode on my stock TX. So that's awesome. Look at that. Isn't that nice? This one is definitely going in my top picks for sub 250 gram planes. That is just fantastic. It handles like a much bigger plane, you know. It handles a lot like my 750mm wingspan P51D. I can't get over how nice that is. I think this is probably one of the easiest to get tuned of all the sub 250 gram planes I've flown. I mean, it is. I didn't have to change any of the linkage at all. I just had to trim the elevator down a little bit, and I took some of that back out when I put the nose weight on it, and that seems to have taken care of that, because you know, when I put it in manual mode and took a look at the horizontal stabilizer of the elevator, why, it was completely neutral now, instead of having some negative elevator in it. So I think that's I think I've got it, man. I think I've got it right where I want it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's see if we can come in and land it. Let's see how it reacts this time. Coming in for a landing with a little bit of nose weight on it. Well, except for hitting the sand pile there. That was a lot softer touchdown, and it didn't try to drop a wing on me like it has been doing. So I really think that 2.5 grams on that nose with the battery, a LiPo that weighs 22 grams, like the stock LiPo. I think that 2.5 grams at over top of that foam access panel for the motor mount, I really think that improves its handling, because I've got, I'll show you. If you look at I've got it in manual mode right now. If you look at my elevator, it's completely in line with the horizontal stabilizer. Okay, it's not, there's no positive reflex, there's no negative reflex on it. And before I put that nose weight on it, I was having to put in negative reflex on the elevator. So now everything is neutral, and with the 2.5 grams of nose weight on it, it's handling just awesome. There'll be links to it in the show notes. Got a link in there for Ground Control RC and TinkerzLab with a coupon code. I know a couple of you have already pulled the trigger on it, and I saw that you were able to save quite a bit of money on it. So I want to thank you for using our affiliate link when you make your purchase. I really appreciate that. It helps me buy batteries and props and servos and all the other stuff that I need on occasion. So that is much appreciated. All right, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the air.